back again with another video. In this video, I'm going to review some more fragrances. So we'll start off with a pretty popular one right now. It's called Azzaro Chrome Extreme. Azzaro Chrome Extreme does get compared to Acqua di Gio Profondo. And this is the bottle, Azzaro Chrome Extreme. Okay, so if you didn't know, I get all my samples from Oz Fragrances, and yeah, if you're in Australia, you can get your samples from there. So what do I think of Azzaro Chrome Extreme? I do have my notes written down, so give me a minute. The smell of this, okay, the smell of this is citrusy, it's woody, but there's a nice sweetness in here that kind of like smells a little bit like apple. Yeah, like no, I don't know if it's apple, but it's quite citrusy, fresh and sweet. We have quite a heavy wood in here, so it is very woody. I said in my notes, citrus opening. There's a masculine green woody supporting notes. I don't think this smells exactly like Acqua di Gio Profondo. In fact, I think there is some differences. I think Acqua di Gio is more aquatic, more salty marine. This leans a little bit more sweeter, less citrusy, less aquatic, sweeter, more woody. While Acqua di Gio is more aquatic, more fresh, and more ambroxan. So there's more ambroxan in Acqua di Gio. This is better in my opinion. I think this is really nice. I like the sweetness in here, which is what hooks me the most, and the woodiness of this I also draw to that a little bit more. But I think Acqua di Gio does have a nice aquatic smell, but I also think it is a little bit harsh on the nose, a little bit too strong, because the ambroxan can be a little bit too much sometimes. Besides that, I do see this is a little bit similar to like Parfums de Marly Greenly, and it was also similar to Maison Francis Kurkdjian or MFK Gentle Fluidity Silver. And my notes say, compared to Acqua di Gio Profondo, this is softer, less sharp, less citrusy, deeper, woodier smell, less aquatic, but yeah, this is a little bit more green as well, so that might throw some people off. I think girls are going to be more drawn to Acqua di Gio compared to this, but for the price, this is cheaper and you do get equally as good quality. I think the quality of this is extremely high quality stuff. You can tell the ingredients are very well put together, and the perfumery in this is really nice. I think the performance of this is really good. So yeah, this is not quite mass appealing because of the green in here, but I think it's not safe, but I would probably wear it. I could even recommend this for you to try. I wouldn't say blind buy it, but I would say it's a nice fragrance for you to try. And even because it is cheap, maybe you think the cheapness of this warrants a blind buy, because if you don't like it, it's still cheap, so you didn't really waste too much money on it. It doesn't smell cheap though. This smells like a very high-end designer fragrance that you could buy for maybe $200 or something like that. This is a very high quality fragrance. So next, Dior Sauvage EDP. So I have already tried the original Dior Sauvage, the EDT, and I've done a review on that before. So let's do the EDP this time, because I've got to try all the Sauvages, you know, just so I have my accurate review on them. Show you the bottle first. Dior Sauvage EDP. Sorry, what I was expecting from the EDP was I expected it to be more intense version of Sauvage, but actually I was pleasantly surprised. This is softer, it's more powdery, it's not as loud and screechy in the opening, it's not as sharp on your nose. This is like a powdery version of Sauvage. In fact, I think only the dry down smells like Sauvage. The opening actually smells a little bit more like Archmal Mystery. And if you don't know what that smells like, it's powdery, soapy, slightly metallic, and there is a patchouli note in there. It's mainly the smell of patchouli, and I think patchouli kind of smells like catnip or catnip. So if you don't know what that patchouli smells like, you can smell some catnip, and it is that very menthol kind of smell. This does have that menthol smell to it, but it doesn't smell like mint. It smells a little bit more powdery, metallic, and there is also like a fennel smell in here as well. So there is like licorice or anise or something in here that makes it smell a little bit like licorice. And that's what I don't like about this, is I think either clary sage, I think there is clary sage in here too, which I didn't say, but there is anise in here. That's what I don't like about this. If this didn't have the anise, I would prefer this over Sauvage because it's not as loud and screechy. The ambroxan in this is not as bad. Like EDT has so much ambroxan, it can be a little bit overwhelming. This is like a mature, softer, powdery version of this. I think this is very sexy, and I would really like this actually if it wasn't anise, because I don't like licorice. But if you look past the licorice and you can get to the dry down smells a little bit like a powdery version of Sauvage. So the original Sauvage DNA does come through in dry down. But yeah, I would say I still prefer the EDT at the moment just because it's more mass appealing, safer, it is fresher. It is more citrusy, and I think the girls are still going to prefer the EDT over the EDP. But if they take out the anise in this, then I'll definitely prefer this. So I haven't tried the Parfum yet. I'll try Parfum next. But to me, this is like a nice patchouli, anise, powdery, soapy, metallic version of Sauvage. So this is nice. I really like this. Okay, so next I'll go to Carolina Herrera 212 VIP. Yeah, Carolina Herrera 212. Not VIP, just the 212 original, sorry. Carolina Herrera 212. So I actually just got this confused with the VIP Black because I do have VIP Black in a different box somewhere that I reviewed in another video, but I'll have to refilm that because I messed up that review and everything. But just the original 212, let you know what I think. And I don't like the smell of this. I think that the smell of it is very floral in the opening, but the florals smell very cheap and chemical, poisonous. It's like a very poisonous, unattractive scent to me. I think it smells cheap. I think it smells floral. I think there is some freshness and sweetness in here. It's a little bit musky, but what throws me off is I think the petitgrain always makes fragrances smell cheap and gives it that poisonous smell, which I don't like. So petitgrain I think is what's ruining this. It's either petitgrain or cheap florals like, I don't even know, maybe neroli or like a cheap jasmine or something in here. Okay, so what else did I write in my notes? I said too floral. The sweetness you get in this is violet apparently, so I guess there's no fruit or anything in here. I guess it is violet that's making it smell a little bit fruity, because that is slightly fruity and sweet, but it's just the violet, because violet is a sweet floral. Neroli is also a sweet floral, but I'm not sure if that's in here. I think this is feminine. I think this leans more feminine, and I also think cheap quality ingredients in this. It's too cheap. It's a pass in my opinion. I wouldn't wear it or waste your money on this. Okay, so I think the floral is gardenia. Yeah, so it's a gardenia flower that's making it smell too floral, too feminine, too much like toilet spray or something like that. So I would recommend taking the gardenia out of this and then maybe putting like an apple in here in the opening or something. So it's like, give it an apple and lavender opening and take out the gardenia and the cheap smelling citrus and all that, and then this would be a way better scent if you just do something like that. So that's 3 down, 2 more fragrances to go. So I've got to think which ones do I want to review next. Okay, we've got one fragrance just here anyway, just sitting there on my table. It's Creed Himalaya. Creed Himalaya, I like this. I actually got this from a Facebook group as well, but you can tell the guy has got a legit Creed sample here. Himalaya. I'm not sure where the guy on Facebook got this from, but I mean, it's pretty cool that he got it in a legit bottle and everything. So I'm gonna spray a little bit on my wrist because I forgot what this actually smells like. Okay, so to me, this is very citrusy, woody. The citrus in here, I'm not sure if it's bad quality or if the opening is just a little harsh, but I think the opening is more of a sour citrus. It's more of a sour, on the verge of being a little bit cheap smelling, but not too bad. It is a little bit chemical or poisonous smelling. It's like, it is more on the cheaper side than the high quality citrus side to me. And it does smell floral. I think the opening smells floral, but I looked at the notes and everything. Apparently it's not floral. So I don't know what's going on there, but it gives me like Silver Mountain Water smell. And the Silver Mountain Water I think is jasmine and petitgrain. So I don't know whether that's in here, but I get that jasmine petitgrain kind of smell like Silver Mountain Water has. But then I remember the dry down of this changes by quite a lot. So the dry down there's nothing floral about the dry down at all. And then that's where the wood starts to kind of stand out more. So the dry down, you get way more wood, and the citrus is a lot better in the dry down. And then it tends to smell like Issey Miyake Low Disic Sport. So if you ever smelled the Sport version of Issey Miyake, it has that same kind of woody citrus smell in the dry down, just without the leather. Okay, so this is not a bad fragrance. I would prefer this over like Silver Mountain Water. This is definitely better than Silver Mountain Water. But the woods are vetiver and sandalwood. I read on my notes, vetiver and sandalwood. So that's kind of like what I'm smelling right now is vetiver. It is quite a nice vetiver, but it takes a few minutes to actually, for the citrus to kind of soften a little bit until you can smell that vetiver. And now I can smell the vetiver. Now it smells like Calvin Klein Defy. CK Defy. So if I had to say how close this fragrance is, I would say it's about like 70% Calvin Klein Defy, and then like another 30% Silver Mountain Water. But yeah, I would say CK Defy might even be a clone of this, but if I had to choose one, I'm still going to pick CK Defy over this because of CK Defy to me just smells a little better, and I get more vetiver in the CK Defy. But overall, they're about the same, like about even with each other. Like I like them about equally as much. So Creed Himalaya, beautiful vetiver dry down. Citrus is a little rough in the opening, but it gets really nice in the dry down. So overall, it's an okay. I'll go into the last fragrance anyway because I've just got it sitting here on the table, so we may as well review it for now. It's Montal Sweet Vanilla. Montal Sweet Vanilla. So this is a sample from a Facebook group, and it's in a travel spray bottle, so it's not the original bottle. And to me, I think this is really heavenly. I think this is a scent that really grows on you, and it's super sexy. Really beautiful vanilla and apricot in this. That's the only two notes apparently that are in here. Apricot and vanilla. And Montal have probably one of the best vanillas out of anyone, but they always ruin all their fragrances by adding extra notes in here. So Montal, if you're watching this, please release just a pure vanilla scent with nothing else in it. But this is probably the next best thing, apricot and vanilla. It's a simple note breakdown. You can layer this with a bunch of other fragrances because it's so simple. The note breakdowns in like 2 notes. So you can add stuff in here, you can add this to other fragrances if you just want to give it that fruity vanilla smell. However, what this smells like, it doesn't smell like your typical vanilla. It smells more like a fruity vanilla because of the apricot. If you've ever tried apricot yogurt or mango yogurt or peach yogurt, it's kind of got that mango, peach, apricot smell in here. It smells a little bit like, in Australia we've got these ice creams or icy poles. They're called Splits. It's by the brand called Bulla, and they're called Splits. And it's a creamy vanilla inside with like a icy, fruity coating on the outside. Generally, they come in different flavors, but it smells like the mango flavored Splits ice cream by Bulla. And I'll even post a picture or something so you know what I'm talking about. This is sexy. I think this is really feminine though, so this is like a girl's fragrance obviously, but I am so drawn to this scent. I would wear it for myself because I know girls are definitely gonna love this. My sister approved of it. I approved of it. Only downside is it's completely sweet, synthetic. Montal always have synthetic sweet fragrances, so this is just like all Montal fragrances. It is synthetic and sweet, but I like this one a lot actually. The first time I smelt it, I wasn't as drawn to it because I was expecting it to be more on a vanilla side, and I was also expecting it to be a little bit more unisex. This just smells a little bit more feminine, but overall it's really grown on me. The more I smell this, the more I like it. Yeah, I can't recommend this enough. If you're a girl, please buy this and wear this if you are a female. Montal Sweet Vanilla. And if you are a guy just wanting to get compliments from girls as well, this is a good scent for you in the winter. So the girl, yeah, I would say a girl is definitely gonna like the smell of this. It's hard to hate the smell of this because there's only 2 ingredients in here, or 2 notes in here. So there's not much to hate about it. because it's so simple. While I wouldn't call it a safe fragrance to wear, for two reasons. It's feminine, so if you're a guy, that's always a risk, and it is very sweet, so if you're not into sweet fragrances, this is about as sweet as you can get, really. So that's the only two things I can say, but definitely something to try. I think this is the best Montal fragrance so far that I've tried. If I had to recommend one Montal right now that I've tried, it's definitely this, Sweet Vanilla by Montal. Okay, and that is the 5 fragrances for this video, and that about wraps this one video up for now. Next video, keep watching, and I'll be back with another 5 fragrances to review. And yeah, stay tuned to the next video, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about these fragrances. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace out for now. Until next time.